Hey everyone, and welcome back in to Get Tilted, your favorite DFS show. We are not on Thursday right now. It's now currently Friday. Something out there decided that we weren't supposed to record yesterday, go live yesterday. So many things happened between myself and Tim off the screen. So we're here today, Friday, and we are still going to go through the main slate. So let's waste no time and get to the show.
You're listening to Get Tilted, only on Fantasy Now Plus.
Wow, we are back with another wonderful episode for you. Very excited for this main slate. I am your host, Brian Rockwood. Alongside me, as always, Tim Holstad. And we have battled illness and technical difficulties to get to you today. How are you handling or how are you doing after yesterday's a little bit too much excitement?
I'm good. My power went out like 30 minutes before I was going to go live solo because you had some stuff to deal with as well. And then power didn't come back for 2.5 hours. Totally fine day, by the way. No weather, just apartment complex's power was just like, nah, I don't want to. So, and then I came back to the news of Kyle Pitts going for 40 fantasy points. So it was a day.
You didn't have that on your bingo card? The 150-yard, 3-touchdown performance from Kyle Pitts?
Unfortunately, it slipped my mind. I did not have that in my predictions.
Someone out there put Kyle Pitts as their captain in a showdown slate, they are stoked. They could not be more excited to see the biggest meme turned it's like redemption story almost of Kyle Pitts. And it couldn't have come at a more inopportune time for Mike Evans' return in the hope of the Bucs to make the playoffs. I honestly cannot believe the fantasy playoffs started in such this like absolutely absurd way. Truly. Between Kyle Pitts' breakout game, Kirk Cousins somehow turning back the clock for 10 years, Mike Evans not missing a step, not even a little bit, just a massive game from him. And then Baker looking competent again. Just a great game if you had pieces of it not named the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense or the Atlanta Falcons defense at least.
Or Bucky Irving.
Or Bucky Irving. Devin Culp managers, raise your hand. It's your time. Now is the time to say I told you so. Disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, right when the best ball playoffs start and right when your fantasy playoffs start. So you're kind of in a position already of like, if you have Kyle Pitts, you're going to do well and you're going to advance your playoff teams. And if you don't have Kyle Pitts, you better hope someone else scores 40.
Someone as unique as Kyle Pitts to drop 40, honestly, because you can still believe that CMC or Jahmyr Gibbs, like they are more normal people to put up a billion points. I don't think I don't even have the stats in front of me. I don't even know what tight end he was for fantasy or even best ball. Like maybe top 10 on the season randomly.
Probably like back end. So he was probably a tight end one, at least somewhere in the top 12. But he was not like that.
Just amazing. What a wonderful little sport that we follow. This NFL. But that's in the past. That's old news, because we're going to try to find a way to best everyone else in our DFS slates this weekend. And without further ado, I believe we can start talking about some of these football games. Anything else, Tim, before we get going?
No, let's get into it.
Alrighty. As always, we're going to jump through the main slate game by game. And I am so excited to click on this first one because I think this defense, we talked about it last week, how defenses are going to be kind of really important the next few weeks, especially for getting a lot of points.
Yep.
This Jacksonville defense is about to crush.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this poor man is going to have to figure it out against the AFC South division leaders at the moment.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not going to work out. Pretty confidently can say that. I don't think you play any Jets, just flat out. The value receivers are dead. Brees Hall's dead. Just completely wipe them from even the concept of a thought and look at Jaguars only in this game.
Yeah, the problem, or I should say, before we get to the bad parts, the good part about Brady Cook is he helped Luther Burden become a pretty relevant draft pick in
I think Luther Burden helped him.
We'll never know for sure, right? But I couldn't agree more. There's just, when you have a quarterback, third string quarterback, who wasn't really good, like great in college, is now up against one of the better defenses right now. This is a horrible time to try and find value from the Jets players. So, Adonai Mitchell, I hope you played him that 1 week because, like you said, gone, just deleted. Mechie, deleted. And that was it. I don't think you're playing the other players. Isaiah Williams ran a touchdown last week. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Don't chase that.
Mason Taylor's out, so you can't even play a tight end.
And now we get to find out who their backup tight end is. Is this Nick Muse? We learned a new name today.
Yeah.
If
even Ruckert is like, no thanks.
Yeah. Hate to see it. So truly and literally do not play a single Jet player.
Nope.
On the other side, I guess we'll start with the quarterback. You can play Trevor Lawrence if you want to. I think it's a pretty good matchup.
Yep. I don't think they're going to go too run heavy. Like, I'm sure they will run a lot and it will be successful, but I don't think they're just going to turtle up and give Travis Etienne 35 touches in this game and Lawrence drops back to pass 15 times. I think it's a bit more balanced than that. So 5,700, he's rushing more, I think. Perfectly fine to stick in there in the lower end of quarterback spectrum.
And he's been pretty solid. He's not going to burn you. So definitely feel confident in this. And while I do think a little bit they will run the ball, I think Lawrence will probably be a part of that. Like, I'm not too discouraged that much. To your point, Travis Etienne, to me, I feel like he's a pretty strong play. A little expensive at 6,500, but that's fine because the Jets just don't have anything going for them. Like, truly.
Yep.
The positives are very, very small.
Yep. I think you can play Tootin as well. He got game scripted out last week and he fumbled on his first or second touch and just didn't play for the rest of the game. But if you look at his explosive weeks, the last few weeks, it's been in blowout wins where they just kind of stop giving ETN the ball at certain points and they focus more on Tootin. So he's got big game explosion, got that 4.3 speed. It's not the prettiest play, but if you read my values article, it came out on the site yesterday, there's just nothing. Like, under 5K, it's a barren wasteland. So Tootin's one of those players that he at least has the athleticism and the traits to get you there. The touches are not projectable, but it's hard to find anything projectable under 5K these days.
Yeah, and with this offense in general, they're kind of humming at the moment, which is great. Yeah. And it does seem like a time where they want to get Tootin the ball just to continue to work him in and save Etienne, because this team is probably going to the playoffs. They're like pretty, I don't want to say locked in, because you never know with old man Rivers leading the Colts back. We'll talk about it in a little bit.
Goodness.
But yeah, I want to point out I just want to put LaQuince Allen's name on the screen so that way when he eventually somehow steals a red zone carry and he scores, we can say we mentioned it.
Yeah.
He's on the radar. And we can say not a full I told you so, but was definitely a player I was kind of excited about coming out of college because he seemed pretty interesting for his skill set. He's kind of a bigger dude, and at a running back, you can kind of do some fun things, but it just hasn't panned out because ETN's good and Bashal Tutin's really fast. So he's just sitting there as a pass blocker and a special teams guy.
Yep.
Quick on the wideouts, probably good for all of them. Like, just depends on how you want to do your build. Parker Washington's probably not playing.
Yeah.
So Myers, Thomas Jr.
Yep.
Shockingly,
pretty easy to focus on them. And, yes, Tim Patrick's probably going to get some playing time and a few targets, but it's easy to just lock in on the top two guys and kind of be done with the Jaguars and say, hey, one of them's getting there. If you want to double stack, you can, but it's certainly a thinner bet that that's how the Jaguars win, is by multiple deep passing touchdowns. But it's an angle you can play for sure, probably in larger field contests.
For tight end, Bretton Strange, and that's it.
Yep.
Sounds good. He was a little disappointing last week. I don't think this should discourage you. He still has 6 targets.
Yeah.
He's still very much an option that Trevor Lawrence likes. He probably isn't someone I'm going to play this week only because I like a couple tight ends playing the Bengals instead.
Yeah.
So,
not
a worry. Yeah.
He's a little pricey. Like 4,200 is not like absurd, but it is a little like, there's better plays cheaper anyways. So probably just won't get there.
From a pure ownership standpoint, that would probably be his biggest, I guess, boon, is that he might not be well owned or highly rostered due to the fact there's a lot of other tight ends that I know we like more. I'm going to say we like more because he's good. He's fine. Yeah. He's going to get a lot of targets and a lot of yards. Yep. He just might not be that difference maker that I think a few other tight ends on the slate can be.
Yep.
And yeah, defense. Oh my God, please play the Jaguars defense.
Yeah. It might not be fully to the Seahawks level of the past 2 weeks, but it could. I mean, we're talking about a undrafted rookie quarterback that's already on the worst offense in football.
There's not a lot to worry about, truly. I think at most we see like a Breece Hall breakaway, like screen maybe.
Yeah.
There will be plenty of interceptions and sacks to make up for that. I promise you that. That's it. That's it for the Jacksonville, New York game. Oh my gosh. DraftKings, please let me just click the teams. There we go. All right. Browns. Bears. This is a game that I have no idea. Tim, you might have a better grasp of what's going to go, how this one's going to play out, but these are two teams that I can't predict anymore.
They're unpredictable. They have two of the probably 3 most like live wire random quarterbacks in the league, and it's going to be bitterly cold. I'm talking like 10 degrees as the high, something like that. No snow, but it's just going to be frigid outside. And a lot of the running backs and skill players on both sides are built to play in those conditions. They've played on the East Coast in college and stuff like that and on previous teams. But Caleb has been a West Coast quarterback his entire life outside of that 1 year at Oklahoma, which still isn't really cold. And yeah, Shadur was in Colorado, but he was from Florida before that. So again, we've got like two unreliable as it is quarterbacks that are now playing in temperatures that aren't really conducive to them playing well. So if you want to play an angle and just say that this is just a run game from both teams, like I think that's a perfectly fair angle to look at. Quarterbacks they're going to be very low owned, both of them. They don't project well, either of them. So I will never say no in large field, but certainly not in the pool for smaller field tournaments.
And what's really tough with the Bears in general is that they want to run the ball a ton.
Yeah.
So when you look at Caleb Williams and you kind of just look at what he does as like in the opportunity he gets to throw the ball, he does throw the ball a ton regardless of how much they run the ball. I'm surprised that he threw the ball 35 times against the Eagles where they ran the ball for over, I think they eclipsed 300 yards. Like
Pretty
that
close.
seems shocking to me. But yeah, truly flip a coin. You're going to get 25 one week, 10, 22, 10, 15 against the Browns defense that's going to look to really prove themselves again after losing to the Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. This is at this is at Soldier Field. So
Yes.
the Bears do have that home field advantage. Will Shedeur do anything with that? Will he crumble under the pressure? Will he once again rise to a monster fantasy game like he did last week? That I'm not so sure. The Bears defense is much better than the Titans defense.
Yeah.
But you never know. And that's what you said. Like you truly never know with these players.
Yeah.
Because they do have the small bits of like, wow, that was really good. But then they have a lot of, what are you doing?
Yep. Well, and controversially from last week, but it applies to both teams. They don't trust their quarterbacks in the red zone. Like if you've ever watched a Bears game this year, the instant they enter the 10-yard line, it is handoff to Swift, handoff to Monangai, handoff to Swift, kick a field goal if you don't score any of those three. Like the reason that Caleb is volatile for fantasy is that the only way he gets touchdowns is deep passing touchdowns. Like they don't run short concepts in the red zone. They don't do anything. They don't even do screens. Like it's just run the ball every time, and it's working for them like very well. So, and then obviously with what happened at the 2-point conversion last week in Cleveland, like it's obvious that Stefanski doesn't trust Shedeur. I think it's very obvious now that Shedeur was purely the owner's pick, and this coaching staff did not want him on this team. They did not want to bring him in. And we're kind of seeing that play out on the field, which is not really what you want. You would have loved the coaching staff to just give him the ball and say, go win, and they just won't. So I think, unfortunately, it's kind of just you're going to get lucky every once in a while on both quarterbacks, but you will never be able to reliably say this is the spot for them.
Unless it's against the Bengals, truly, or the Titans again. I think you've kind of missed that window.
Yep.
Which is, you know what? It is what it is. And that's kind of why DFS is so fun, because you can play certain players in certain spots that should crush. And there's one player I think in particular, actually in the next game, I'm very excited to talk about. I feel like there's a lot of players in the Giants Commanders game, that we can like from DFS. But I'll keep it into this game because, Judkins, Swift, Monangai, like just like you said, they're going to do numbers if the game allows them to, because just of the offensive philosophies on both teams, right? I kind of jokingly, hyped up Monangai before the season.
Yeah.
Because I knew he is very much more of a pound, like a pounder type of running back, but he has a lot of ability to move through the line in small spaces. I'm just happy that the Bears see that too, because this 1-2 punch that they have going on is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
He could have had a better game last week. I think he was stopped inside the 5 like once or twice by the Packers defense.
Yep.
So I'm not scared to play either Swift or Monangai against the Browns like I would have been previously.
Yeah.
Tony Pollard ripped off 100 yards against this team.
Yeah, almost 200.
Like that shouldn't happen with Myles Garrett and Mason Graham. Though I think Mason Graham may have gotten hurt because he was on injury report sometime this week. But either way, Judkins, also should have scored last week.
Yeah.
I think he had his 58-yard reception down at the 2. And I
Yep.
think they threw the ball like twice or 3 times and then kicked a field goal. Judkins
Yeah.
maybe getting stops too. Something ridiculous happened. But all 3 of these running backs should be in play if this is a route you want to go.
Yep. They're all semi-touchdown dependent, but they're all cheap enough where that's fine. Like basically everyone at their price tags is touchdown dependent. So I think this is as good a game as any to make that bet and expect that, again, as we said, they're probably not putting it in either quarterback's hands in the red zone. So it's just how many times do they get to the red zone?
I would like to say a bunch, but it will be a tough game because it's going to be cold, because it's at Soldier Field. We'll see how it all goes.
Yep.
Now, unfortunately, this is the column I don't care for. I
No.
don't know if I'm playing any wide receivers in this game. None of them really spark joy.
Yeah.
Especially you burnt us, Mr. Burden.
He did
Can't believe
fine.
you.
Like there's just no touchdowns. Like there is no red zone targets.
I can take it back. Yeah.
There's nothing for these guys. And Caleb only completes like 55-60% of his passes. So you kind of have to just accidentally get the long touchdown for anyone besides Rome to pay off. And Rome isn't paying off because when they get in the red zone, they just have stopped looking at him. They're like, all right, we're just going to run it until they stop us. And most teams haven't. So
Yeah.
I don't even know if Rome plays again.
If Rome's not in, 4,800, I guess you can go again. I guess you can re-roll.
He's fine.
11 points isn't that bad.
I'd probably play Loveland in that case, to be honest. Just tight end is more valuable to get a cheaper guy, and he's a bit better suited for cold, gross weather. So
I do want to briefly just point to Judy. If you do a quick number crunch, his entire production came on that 160-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Do we care? I'm a little out.
He's not cheap enough to care.
4,400, still not cheap enough.
No.
Fair enough.
Because it's just going to be 6 targets, 3 catches, and either 18 yards or 80 yards, and you're never going to know which one.
And against this good Bears passing defense, I'm a little worried it's going to be the 16 or the 18 option.
Yep.
Okay, let me get out of here because I do like these top 2 guys, the rookies, Fannin Jr., Colson Loveland. Awesome. I do think Fannin probably is the wide receiver 1 on this team.
Yep.
And I think he's someone that you can certainly feel good just plugging and playing.
Yeah. He is completely different with Shadur. He gets much more valuable looks. He gets way more looks. Like he's way too cheap at 4K. He's probably going to be the chalk tight end on the week for cash and for a lot of smaller field stuff. So he might make our lineup. Spoiler, I'm not sure yet. We'll see how it fits, but he's probably who I'm going to suggest for it. And I don't really care about game conditions. He is basically game script proof because they just always throw him the ball.
Because he's just a Madden player. He's just a Madden creative player. He's just a freak athlete that does cool stuff.
Yeah. He's just a quick fun fact. If I'm remembering this correctly, he is the league leader at the tight end position for broken tackles forced, and he is double number 2 in the league at the tight end position.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Also awesome and really cool, especially when you look at seasons coming, looking ahead for next season. I think he's going to be someone regularly in the top performers list.
Yep.
And then on the other side, Colson Loveland, he's really emerged as someone that can come through and is a target that Caleb really likes. Yep. And that's great for us because he's continually kind of just this low price.
Yeah.
Because like we've talked about, the passing attack is weird at best.
Yep.
I like it.
Yep.
I think it's fine.
Perfectly usable. I think if you're doing 2 tight end weeks, he's a solid flex option because he has that 30-point upside. We've seen it before, and he has a relatively safe floor now that he is the primary tight end.
He's gonna be great. And yeah, I think the seeing, like, I don't have the snap percentages in front of me, but it at least vibes based. It feels like Loveland's very much now leading that room in snaps and playing time.
Yep.
Which is good. Top 10 draft pick. So kind of have to get him onto the field, right?
Yeah.
In defenses, I would actually rather not. Because of the sheer volatility of both quarterbacks, I almost am not excited to play either defense.
I could see it, but at the same time, the volatility also opens you up to a 3 interception type of game if things are just going the wrong way for either team, really. So I can see it. There are absolutely better defensive plays on the slate, but especially if you're trying to go cheap, I think the Browns are a pretty solid option. Just great defense is going to get at least 1 sack with Myles Garrett and can easily get some picks on Caleb.
Yeah, and as you're looking at the two, this is the team that has the more upside. Yes, they beat the crap out of some really, well, I guess a really bad Vegas team, but a really good Baltimore team.
Yep.
But then again, they will give up points. They will give up yardage. But better defense as a whole. So like them a little bit better than the Bears. Let's jump forward to the game that I am most excited about in terms of just players, because look at this. Look at this. I think if we go through every single position, the opponent's rank are absolutely above 25. There's just simply no way. Like we saw what we saw what the Commanders can do against the Denver Broncos. That was an awesome game from them, led by Mariota. And then we saw them somehow stumble with Jaden Daniels against Minnesota, but that's probably because Minnesota's very good defense.
Yeah.
Not saying the Broncos are bad. Maybe Jaden Daniels was the problem. Who knows? But I think the real issue was how bad the Commanders' defense was.
Yeah.
They made J.J. McCarthy look like, I guess, Kirk Cousins. Like, I don't even know what a good example would be.
Usable.
Decent. But yeah, Jackson Dart, he's back off a bye, a little healthier noggin than he was previously. So I think he's just a slam dunk play. I think both these quarterbacks are just an absolute smash, depending on what you want to do.
Yeah, I think Mariota will probably be my highest owned quarterback. I mean, he's averaging more than 19 points per game in starts this season. His average is dragged down by the couple games that he came in relief of Jaden Daniels, but he scores fantasy points. He runs the offense competently enough, and they're facing the Giants, and the Giants really can't stop anyone, just like the Commanders can't stop anyone. So there is certainly, being a division game near the end of the season for teams that don't care, like there is the chance that this is a gross turtle game and it's 14-13 or something like that, but the odds are a lot higher that it's 40-35 and no one's getting stops and everyone's just scoring at will. So that's how I'm going to play it. I love Mariota. I think Dart is definitely like a second tier type of play as well. I'm a little worried about his rushing. It does definitely seem like the coaching staff is trying to get him to stop. Whether he will listen or not is a different conversation, but it's not ideal that they don't want him to run in the red zone. Mariota in the same game, like Kingsbury will happily call a designed quarterback sneak or a designed quarterback option for him. So Dart still has the ability to get there, especially against a bad defense. He has a good cannon arm. He has some solid targets still, but I would pick Mariota over him, especially being cheaper out of the two.
One thing I will say about this game, I do think there are a lot of people and coaches playing in this game for a job. Like the main one, Mariota, I do think he probably just sticks around with the Commanders, because you never really know. But I do think there's probably some teams out there that are like, maybe we give him a starting shot next season. He's played very well with the supporting cast that's been, I don't know. I like the Commanders offense-ish. They're not like wildly great. Like, Debo's older, Terry's older, and the running back room is weird. And he's still done a pretty solid job. And, think about the coaching staffs too, especially on the Giants side. None of them are safe. So I think it's gonna be more of a scoring, more of a prove it type of game that we can really love from a fantasy perspective.
Yep.
Like, look at this, man. Look at this. Oh, it's beautiful. 27th, 31st. Yeah, if there's a running back that really calls to you, play one in this game.
That's my one problem is like, who do you play? It's a 2-headed monster and then a 3-headed monster.
I'm gonna say this. I think unfortunately maybe it's not Tyrone Tracy, only because he's the most expensive of them all, which is such a bummer. Because he's probably the one that will do the best. He'll probably give you the most because he's a great receiving back. But Devin Singletary does it too.
Yeah, and he's the goal line back for a team that will absolutely not be calling quarterback runs anymore. So like he is going to get some red zone touches. And again, it's last week week 13 he got there, week 12 he did not. So
what can you in the previous week, that's when Tracy went down. He had like a hip injury thing, and when it was all Singletary, he made the most. And that was against the New England defense. That's not bad. Strong against the running back position. So definitely both fine. I mean, I would maybe just lean towards Singletary just because he's $500 cheaper. I think Chris Rodriguez is a player, if he's healthy, I'm probably going to slot in a lot of these lineups. He is just who they like.
Yep.
I don't know. He's not like an overly talented running back, but he is just a bigger guy who gets 5 a carry and is their goal line back.
Yeah.
Say no more.
For some reason, he's better than Bill. I don't know what happened with Krosky Merritt. I really don't. Like, everything we saw in preseason, everything we heard out of training camp, like he's the reason they were more than happy to move on from Brian Robinson. And then regular season hit and he's just been mediocre, arguably bad, not even mediocre. And, he is a 7th round pick. So we probably did put too high expectations on him, just being like, running back doesn't require talent. It's all opportunity. And that's not true. But we pretended it was true because he was the more fun click, especially in, best ball and dynasty and all that kind of stuff. So he's going to be annoying no matter who you're playing. I don't think you should play him. Could be famous last words. If you see a clip next week of me saying that, it's because he had an 80-yard touchdown because the Giants suck. So you could play him, but you're hoping for a big run. I do think Rodriguez is the better play. I also think McNichols is totally fine. He is the pass catching back. Marcus Mariota or Mariota, whatever. I am not even going to get into
Your call,
that.
whatever. Yeah.
He throws to the running back more than Jaden Daniels does. So there is, again, he's got a relatively okay-ish floor of targets, and the ceiling is there against a bad defense. So you could really argue any of these three, which is why I'm like not sure if I'm going to play any of those three, because there's so many outs to any one of them being the one. And there's also outs to none of them being the one. And it's just they just didn't get there on the ground, or they get there by aggregate. No one smashes.
We just got to hope that things boil down the way we want them to. I don't know.
Yep.
In this type of game, that's just is what it is.
Yeah, and in DFS, that's how you play it. You play like you're right because we can't account for almost anything really. Like everything is just projection and vibes, and there's really nothing that we can control. So if you're going to play it like it's right, and if it is right, then you win a lot of money. So
Nothing better than that. Nothing better than that. Wide receiver position. This is the one where I think it starts to determine who you're playing as quarterback.
yep.
Who do you believe in more? Wan'Dale Robinson or Terry McLaurin? Like, that is the question you're gonna have to ask yourself in this game. Do you have a preference?
I mean, my answer is both. Like, we've just spent like 10 minutes on how bad these defenses are and how beatable both of them are. Like, I think there's a perfectly conceivable world where you're playing the top 4 receivers of this game and building in some expensive pieces around that from other games. Like, I think Wan'Dale has a higher target floor, but Terry McLaurin has a better big play potential. Debo can always just Debo any given game. He can also just not. And that makes him slightly less attractive, but I would put him in the same category as Darius Slayton, who can either give you 4 or he can give you 28. So I think all 4 of the top options are in play, but I would say Wan'Dale and McLaurin are certainly my 2 highest priorities.
Yeah. I just think, like, both of these players, to be honest with you, like with Wan'Dale, Terry, and Slayton, they all kind of came off games. Well, maybe not Slayton because he caught a long touchdown against New England. They're kind of coming off games that aren't the most inspiring.
Yeah.
But I think, like, this is just a matchup where you just don't care.
Yep.
And honestly, playing both seems pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
like it lets you spend up anywhere else. So, tight end, Theo Johnson. Okay, seems all right.
I have another fun stat for you on Theo Johnson. Starts with Jackson Dart. He is averaging more than 6 targets per game. Starts without Jackson Dart. He is averaging 3.8 targets per game. Jackson Dart loves this guy.
Huh. Okay.
He feeds him to, like, if every double-digit game you look at in the game log is pretty much from Jackson Dart. And everything that's not is pretty much Jameis or Russell. So he's probably not going to give you 30, but he absolutely could just give you a nice cheap 15 for 3,500.
And that was week 5 when he caught 2 touchdowns? Yeah, I don't know if that's happening again, but it's not out of the realm of possibility because they like him in both red zone and in deep shots. He has had I wanted to, like, write this down so I can go back and look at it because it feels like he's one of the receivers on this team that gets, like, shots like over 20 air yards regularly.
Yeah,
which
and a lot of goal line shots because Wan'Dale is 5'9".
No, but he's really quick though. Trust me. Give him just like 8 more targets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This is the play, man. This is the one. Get excited. Ben Sinnott. It's his time. This is his Trey McBride ascension game. Loading. If for those who are listening in who don't really know why I'm excited about Ben Sinnott, this is like one of the dynasty draft darlings that a lot of folks who are too plugged in really liked out of college. Super athletic dude. I went to Kansas State, and I think he was second or third round pick.
Second, yeah.
So you don't really draft a tight end in the second round if you don't use them, unless of course you're stuck behind Zach Ertz for whatever reason.
Yeah, twice. we have 2 nickels.
But it's so weird that it's happened twice. Truly, like, and honestly, I guess we'll do a little more history, then I'll stop because we're already We have so many more games to look into. Trey McBride was stuck behind Zach Ertz as a second-round pick over in the Cardinals. He gets hurt. Trey McBride's now who he is today.
Yep.
Ben Sinnott, this is your time to shine again. At 2,700, like this is pure punt. Believe it. Just go for it. Hopefully he finds a way because all he has to do is out-snap John Bates.
Yeah.
Who is a run-blocking dude. He is not really catching passes.
Yep. I'll say this, if it doesn't happen now, it probably will never happen for him, but everything is lined up for him to get the opportunity to do so, and the other healthy weapons probably helps him more than anything. So yeah, I think he's a viable punt, and there's very few of those out there. So definitely have him in your player pool for this week.
Be a part of history. Cue up Ben Sinnott.
Call your senator.
Don't play defense.
No.
Don't play these defenses.
Nope.
All right. Battle for the AFC North. Baltimore Ravens, Cincinnati Bengals. Goodness gracious, what do you do here? Because like you can play either QB. They have a really good shot of being the week winning QB, and they also have the chance to just fall flat on their face. I think Burrow is more safe, oddly enough, just because Lamar Jackson has been kind of bad the past few weeks. But
yeah,
I believe last week he kind of got it going again. Yeah, against Pittsburgh.
Better. He ran more.
Yep. I don't know. Tell me if I'm playing one of these quarterbacks.
I would in large field. I mean, both of them have the upside to win the Millie Maker if it's just that week. But if you're playing in smaller tournaments or playing cash, I have no interest in either of them really. It's again, this game is -10 degrees is the projected high. It is like just disgusting this game environment, and still no snow, which is funny, but no T Higgins for Burrow. Lamar he's been so up and down since he came back from the injury. Like I can't get there in anything tiny. It's just too volatile for me.
Fair enough, because truly my biggest issue with these, mainly just Lamar Jackson, is that there's no stacking potential with Lamar. So that, I mean, at wide receiver, I'll get to the tight ends in a moment. But when you look at just the options that he's throwing to, it's Zay Flowers and nobody else. Like I don't think Rashad Bateman's doing what we thought he would do.
Yeah,
like Zay had a huge game. This was his first huge game since week 1.
Yeah.
He's just a volume guy.
Purely. He has 1 touchdown on the year, and it was in week 1. Like,
what? That's absurd. I didn't know this. I thought he scored last week.
No.
Okay.
He will never get red zone targets. He's not big enough. All of their other weapons are big, and they have Derrick Henry, and they have Lamar Jackson. So like, he's basically the wide receiver version of Caleb, where it's like, if it's not a long touchdown, it's not happening. And you're hoping for volume. And last week he got the volume. And then in the last meeting between these two, he didn't get the volume. He got caught 2 passes. So, he's playable, but it's not fun.
I am beside myself that he's about to be a 1,000-yard receiver. Like it's going, like there's too many weeks in the season left for him to not hit that mark.
Yeah.
This is bonkers. But good for you, Zay.
The least valuable 1,000-yard receiver we've ever seen for fantasy.
But he's so good for real football.
Yep.
But for fantasy, he's just useless. I cannot believe that.
Like, look at that game log. It's just 12, 13, 11, 12, 11, like just over and over again. He just doesn't help ever, but he never hurts.
Scores. Yeah, truly. I think that's just the biggest issue when we talk about it with a couple of players already today. If he just scores, none of this matters. like this whole conversation is dead, we go, wow, what an amazing player. Like, what an amazing pick. He's so good. Truly, one of the receivers in the top echelon of league, and yet, okay, he's just fine.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Chase is the complete opposite of Zay Flowers. Scores a bunch of points, but not in recent weeks. But
not with Joe Burrow.
Interesting.
Joe Flacco, yeah.
But yeah, it dropped down to 8.1 this week. No T Higgins. I think if you're gonna spend up on the stack, it's gonna be this week for the Burrow Chase stack.
Yeah, it hasn't worked, but you should still play it, because if Burrow is the quarterback you're playing, then like it has to be Chase to get there. So they basically have to be paired 100% of the time.
And I think if you're doing that, I do think you are playing the tight end of the other team. I think you're playing Likely, and I think you're playing Andrews to really lock in this game, because it's going to be a bunch of points regardless of the temperature. Like, I know that for a fact, and this is, and to me, this is the tight end I'm going to play this week.
Yeah.
I think Likely, last time they played, he was 95 yards, pretty much had a touchdown, but just couldn't hang on to the ball at the 1 yard line. That's an 8-point swing.
Yeah.
I think he does it. I think he does it correctly this time around.
Yep. And I think you can play Gesicki on the other side as well, because T. Higgins is out. So he's now back to being random slot wide receiver. And when he's random slot wide receiver, he scores fantasy points. So I think all three of these tight ends are viable. I think you should have lineups where you have two of them, one in your flex, and you can mix and match how you want to do those combos. But I think all three are probably three of your 6 best tight end plays on the week.
Yeah, no doubt. Like, I think it's always so funny that Gesicki will just disappear for 8 weeks, 9 weeks out of the season. And then for like a 3-game stretch, he's just Superman.
Yeah.
No reason. It just happens. Happened last season too.
Yep. I think, not to bring up too much best ball in, but if you draft T. Higgins next year in best ball, you should draft Mike Gesicki, because any games that T. Higgins misses, you basically just get T. Higgins with Mike Gesicki. So guaranteed points.
And I'll tell you what, T. Higgins will miss time. It's in his contract. Quickly looking at the running backs here, Derrick Henry.
Yep.
I want to say yep.
Yeah. Justice Hill is out. It's cold, like disgustingly cold. The Ravens have to win this game. Like, they cannot afford to drop both games to the Bengals. They're going to give him the ball. Keaton Mitchell probably plays, but is not going to he's not going to take any high value touches away from Derrick Henry. So I think he's cheap. You just play him. If he doesn't score a touchdown, oh well, but that's how he's been all season. And it's just kind of the process of, he can also score 3. So you should play him at least a little bit.
In the opposite side, Chase Brown, very similar to me. I think he is losing some touches to Samaje Perine. I don't think it matters. I think he's just a little better of a player. He's a much better passing down back. 7 for 7 last time these teams faced. I see something very similar this time around too. And, the Bengals are at home this time around. Hopefully should be even better. But I think both running backs are in play. This is kind of now, a bunch of expensive options, but they are options that should return value pretty safely, in my opinion.
Yep. And don't play the defenses.
Please don't. Certainly not Bengals. Though the Bengals defense last time were a little cheeky. They were a nice little surprise 12 points. I don't think we get that again. I think that's very much a one-time weird Lamar still hurt type of weird Thursday night, or that was a Thanksgiving game, a Thanksgiving night game, or the Monday after. I don't know. They had an island game.
Sunday night, maybe.
No, it was Thanksgiving. Yeah, because Joe Burrow asked, "What is this?" And it was like a crab, and he was like trying to eat a crab or something. Do you see that clip?
Yeah,
because they were in Baltimore, and so they were trying to add some, the Maryland flair to the Thanksgiving post game, and so he was like, "What is this?" And they're like, "It's a hard shell crab. Don't eat that."
That's right, because usually it's the Lions, the Cowboys, and who's the third team that's always Thanksgiving?
I think it's just whoever people think would be fun. There's probably a method to that madness in terms of the third team, but yeah, it's always Lions, Cowboys for sure.
And since they played each other, it opened up another game. I was like, since when do either of the Bengals or the Ravens play on Thanksgiving? And then it makes sense since Cowboys and Lions played each other, and usually they each have a slot.
Yeah, no, Cowboys played the Chiefs, and then the Packers played the Lions
2 weeks ago, man.
Who knows? What even is the passage of time? What even is today? We're like, it's all wacky anyway.
It's Friday.
For some reason, I just think we're having a Saturday game too. Goodness, lock in, Brian. All right, let's head over to Houston, where Jacoby Brissett will once again attempt to do the unthinkable against the best defense in the NFL.
Just play him.
He's just getting cheaper, and he just always puts up 20 points.
He did it against Seattle. He did it against the Rams. Like, I know the Texans are just as good a defense, but I don't think they're like markedly better than the Seahawks are. I think they're in the same tier. And the recipe for this game almost certainly is going to be the Texans jump out 14-0 because the Cardinals can't run the ball because they have their fourth and fifth string running backs running it. And then Jacoby throws 50 times. Like, he just does it every week. And yes, he might throw a pick or two. He does it consistently. He's also throwing 2 to 3 touchdowns. Like, it just happens every week. And until it doesn't, play him.
It's so amazing to me that this offense can work this way with Jacoby Brissett, but not former MVP Kyler Murray. It is just, from an outsider standpoint, it's just fascinating, and I could not imagine how frustrating that is as a Cardinals fan.
Yeah, I mean, I've broken it down on Blue Sky before, but basically, this offense is the worst possible schematic offense for Kyler Murray. It's a offense that requires taking the ball under center, play action, and standing in the pocket and delivering the ball deep. And Kyler does 0 out of those 3 things. So it's just was never a good fit. And for some reason, the offensive coordinator refused to adjust his play calling to fit Kyler and instead tried to get Kyler to fit the play calling. And that's what you got. And then you got someone like Brissett, who's a much more traditional stand in the pocket, Big Ben, gets smashed, doesn't matter, throw it deep, and it works great. So I don't think Kyler's bad. I just think this is the worst possible system for him.
I couldn't agree more. And truly, I do think it's a little on the OC, but hey, you play with what you got and you do what you think you can do, and you win 4 games and lose a bunch.
Yep.
Unfortunate. Oh, cool. Well, this is a kind of a fun question. Pick one: Juwan Johnson, Jordan Addison, Alec Pierce, Romeo Doubs, or Jaden Higgins. To me, this one's a layup. This one's probably Juwan Johnson. I imagine that's the 49ers receiver, Juwan Johnson. I think he is just the number one of these players that is probably the most reliable end zone target.
I think you mean.
You do mean the Saints TE? Oh, okay. Yeah. Then no.
I mean, could still be him. I would probably go Jaden Higgins. Like, we'll talk about this in a couple seconds, but Higgins is very clearly the wide receiver 2, like in the second option in general for the Texans. The Cardinals defense is banged up beyond recognition. They're tied for the league lead in most players on IR. So, Nico's probably going to get there, but I think Higgins could also get there. It's really just, it's kind of a coin flip between Johnson and Higgins. I think Higgins has a slightly better ceiling and Johnson probably has a slightly better floor. So choose which you need more.
Typically, I would say Alec Pierce, but how do you predict Phillip Rivers' first game against the Seattle Seahawks?
Yeah.
Truly, that is a gamble I'm not willing to take.
I don't even know if it's going to be Rivers. Like Leonard's fully healthy. They might just
no.
like
That will be Riley Leonard.
he's off the injury report. And
Oh God.
like if it is Rivers, it might be good because he has no other choice but to stand in the pocket because God knows he can't move. But
We'll see.
It's bad.
Well, yeah, and Romeo Dobbs and the Green Bay Packers as a whole, just a dart throw every week. Truly, like Christian Watson right now, I think is clearly the number one on that team.
Yeah.
And are they in our? Do we have a chance to play Christian Watson?
Yep.
We do against Denver. Goodness gracious, we have so many games left.
2-hour show, folks.
Oh, sorry everybody. Thanks for hanging in here. But yeah, I would probably pick. I want to pick Addison, because JJ McCarthy really likes Jordan Addison. I don't know if that's going to work again this week.
Yeah.
I swapped at Merida for Kirk last night because I had a feeling. Look at you. Look, if you have that foresight, I am proud of you. Congratulations on whatever you do for DFS or fantasy this week. 'Cause it's probably going to pan out.
Yeah.
Great call on that one. I mean, the Tampa Bay defense has been disappointing recently, so I think that's a great read on your end there. I want to look at Minnesota. They are not on our slate, so we don't.
The Sunday night game,
and they are who are they playing? Do you remember off the top of your head?
No, I know the Monday night game, but Sunday night is escaping me.
Mr. Vengeance, do you know who the Vikings are playing? I could easily type in ESPN, but my keyboard's so loud. I don't really want to do that to everyone's ear holes. All right, we'll go back to that in a second. But they're playing Dallas. Yeah. Oh man, I really want to play Edison, but probably not. JJ McCarthy's probably gonna get.
If you're facing Kyle Pitts, play Addison because his upside is far higher than the other two. If you're not facing Kyle Pitts, I would go for floor personally. Yeah.
I think that's just kind of the right answer. Okay. So I faced Bijan. I guess that's not the worst. I mean, that sucks, truly.
25, but that's about what you expect out of him. So
yeah, I would say in order, I would probably go potentially Higgins, Juwan Johnson, Jordan Addison for floor. If we want a big play, Jordan Addison is the play.
Yeah.
This is the person who's going to be throwing it to Jaden Higgins. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he's good anymore, but this is a good get right game.
In theory.
In my mind, at least.
Yeah. I think he's playable. He's cheap enough that it's not going to kill you if he only gives you 12 to 15 points. You're going to hope for 25, and he basically has to get there on the back of Higgins and Nico Collins, which he absolutely could, as we saw Stafford do last week to this defense. But it's a thinner bet. I would probably choose Brissett over Stroud if I had to pick one, but I think both are kind of in that Trevor Lawrence tier of just like good, solid, under 6K quarterbacks that you feel perfectly fine playing, and you can see the floor and the ceiling on all of them.
Yeah, and it's just a conviction play. Who do you really think who will score the 3 more points that you need to, cash out in your lineups?
Yeah.
Running back is relatively easy in my book. It's play Woody Marks, and that's it.
Yep.
Done. I don't think there's really much discussion on the 3 Cardinals running backs.
No.
Because mainly the wide receivers are the ones we want to talk about the most. And they are finally put some respect on Michael Wilson's name. He's now 6.6. Wow. What is this, man? They've been leaving this guy on ice for the past 2 years. Yeah. And they said, you know what? Let's wait till our 4th overall pick gets hurt, and then we'll put a real secret weapon on the field.
Yeah. I don't care that he's facing the Texans. I don't care that he's almost 7K. You play him. They have no one else to throw the ball to besides Trey McBride, who you should also play, regardless of price. This is like the Bengals last year, where it was just Burrow, Chase, Higgins every week. Doesn't matter cost. just do it. You just do it with Cardinals right now. It's as long as Harrison's out.
It's just good business. Like,
Yep.
he is like on the same vein as talk about Zay Flowers being a 1,000-yard receiver. Michael Wilson's about to do it, and he didn't even freaking play for the first 4 or 5 weeks. Like,
that's the depressing part. He did play.
I know,
That's how bad Kyler is. That's how bad Kyler is in this offense. Like, he has been the wide receiver 2 all year. He runs 80+% of the snaps every game. They just don't give him the ball. And then Brissett comes in and it's like, I have an idea. Let's throw the 3rd round pick who was talented the ball.
We're finding success. That's crazy. Unfortunately, all of our defense is hurt, but
yeah,
at least the games are competitive, somewhat.
Yeah, playing.
I'm a Dallas fan. All I think about is Jefferson Addison balling out on our defense. Look, the Dallas defense isn't the worst anymore. They're still bad. Like, it's still pretty bad, but at least like they look semi-competent.
Yeah, they can stop the run now at least.
And that's half the battle.
It took Jerry Jones trading so many good pieces, but they finally can technically stop the run.
But they figured out some of the real good pieces. I scooped up Michael Wilson after losing Drake London 3 weeks and secured my playoff spot. Do with a Hail Mary. We even said it on our show real quick that you shouldn't really look at Michael Wilson as an option in DFS a few weeks ago because nothing, and I like truly, like, in all jokes aside, like nothing analytically, nothing like tape wise would have told you that Michael Wilson will like ascend to the way that he has right now. And and if anyone out there like can correct me if I'm wrong, but like it was really just like the baseline stuff of Michael Wilson, or like a good draft capital. He's on a team that needs a wide receiver. He just has to work on, becoming an NFL wide receiver. And if those things hit, he's going to be good.
Yeah. Hit a few injury problems in college as well that I think knocked his stock down a bit. But I mean, he was a solid producer at Stanford.
And like, that's unfortunately another knock against him. And that, like, not to keep going on the Michael Wilson show, but like Stanford's not really a football school.
Yeah. I mean, just pull up his game logs again. Like look at this. His low as the primary wide receiver is 15 targets. His low.
That is like, I love them. Like, I mean this. I love Jacoby Brissett and Michael Wilson because they are doing like the simplest thing. It's just the simplest thing. Throw it a lot to your good player. And things happen.
Yeah, it's what we beg for in fantasy. And someone's finally doing it, and people are just like, but what if Jacoby Brissett pumpkins? It doesn't matter. Just play it.
He has figured it out.
Even if he pumpkins, he's still throwing the ball 12 to 15 times a game to Michael Wilson. And all Wilson has to do is score 1 touchdown and catch half the passes, and you've got a great play. It doesn't matter how expensive he gets. Like, when Marvin Harrison's gone, you're playing Michael Wilson and you're playing Trey McBride every time.
Like, look, if he scores, all right, we're going to spend the next half an hour talking about Michael Wilson because it's truly the most fascinating and interesting thing that happened in fantasy in so long. Because look, if this dude scores in any of these games, that's like, he had like 40 points almost in like 3 games. I don't know. I can't play him. Just play him. It's just insane.
He is the wide receiver 1 overall since Marvin Harrison has missed games. He is putting JSN to shame. He is putting Puka to shame. He's putting Chase to shame. Just
all trash. Michael Wilson, top 5 receiver, and he's not 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Yep.
Nico Collins on the other side of the field. Play him. I don't know. He just seems fine. Like, I think he's a little. I mean, it's not too bad, but it actually might be tough for me to play him. Just because there's some other more fun options.
Yeah, he's a good play, but I do have a fun stat. Shout out to JM to win. He's one of the best DFS players out there. Said this on his show with Pete Overzet earlier today. In 20 games in the last 2 years, out of division, Nico Collins has scored over 20 points twice. in 12 games in division in the past 2 years, he scored over 20 games 9 times at a 75% clip.
Wow.
So it's an out of division game, but it might be one of the few where it's like, it's the defense is so bad that I'm for it.
And look, the Texans need to win this game. So I'm imagining an offensive plan that says put up a lot of points and a lot of points fast.
Yep.
Because we are in the hunt to get the playoff spot, but we are still behind a couple of good teams.
Yeah. And they can't turtle against this team because the Cardinals will just keep throwing. So even if they get up early, like there's still plenty of opportunity that they just have to keep passing to stay ahead. So I don't think there's as low a floor as you might expect for Nico.
For sure. And I wanted to talk about running backs, but I do want to talk about Jaden Higgins real quick because I think he will be involved in this game. Not as exciting of numbers as Nico or Michael Wilson, but hey, look, he's 4,200. Yep. He's gonna get 5 targets. He's probably gonna get close to 7 or 8. Yeah. I think that's all you really need for a player this cheap to return on value.
Yep.
Touchdown upside too. So yeah, love that. Woody Marks, play him if you are looking for like that kind of second tier running back. In my mind, I think if Nick Chubb, I believe, is still hurt.
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah, he's out. I don't think he's gonna get vultured by Dare Ogunbowale again. So but yeah, so I think he should still be pretty solid.
Yep.
That's it. I don't think it. Oh well, all right. We'll see how much he costs. Only 7,400.
Play him.
Slot him in.
I mean, he still had 9 targets last week.
So dumb, dude. It's so dumb. All right.
He's just a wide receiver 1 at tight end, so just play him.
Yep. I think the Dalton Schultz magic run is over. CJ Stroud just doesn't care about him.
Yeah.
This was a weird game though, because this was also Stroud, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So whatever.
He's a coin flip, but he's kind of expensive, so meh.
No, moving on. Defense, don't actually. I'm gonna say don't play the Texans defense.
They could still get turnovers, but like it probably would be similar to what the Rams did to them last week, where it was like they gave up 17 points and it wasn't really anything special, but it wasn't bad either. It's just a lot to pay for to just be okay.
Yeah, I just like some defenses better that are around the same price. All right, let's talk about this game where I'm not sure how many pieces I actually want just due to price, but LA Chargers, Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs fighting for their lives in a playoff scenario. Mahomes has generally been good, but I don't know if I care enough to play Mahomes.
I don't know. This whole season's just like the most baffling season I've ever watched. For any franchise, really. To be like, what, 3 Super Bowls, 4 Super Bowls made in a row, and then to just decide, nah, let's put it on the back of Kareem Hunt this year. That sounds like a good idea.
Roster building 101, man.
Yeah, like he had a hot start. He can still get you there, but he's pricey and he's not guaranteed to get you there. So to me, it's the same as playing Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson. Upside galore, but downside is definitely there.
And to me, it's all about who we want to stack with. Like, do you believe in Rashee Rice? Do you believe in Travis Kelce? Yeah, I don't know. Just make your call. I think that whole stack would be probably too expensive to be worth it.
Yeah.
But we'll see in a second. Because actually, I totally glanced over all the Chiefs this week when I was going to make my own lineup. Because I'm not compelled to root for the Chiefs. But
they have no interest in trying. Still, being at like a 30% chance to make the playoffs, they look like they have no interest in winning a game.
You hate to see it. Herbert don't. I don't know. He's got his broken arm still.
Yeah.
So a lot of Hampton, a lot of Vidal.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at his last 3 games, passing wise, it's less than 200 yards in all 3 of them. He's been awful. They're somehow winning despite all that, but he's bad. He's injured. That line is decimated beyond recognition of usable bodies, and unfortunately, it kind of takes out all of his weapons as well.
Except for the running backs, because Omar and Hampton in his return was good. Not great, but good. Happy about that. I think he'll have a much better opportunity here, though the Chiefs' defense is good. The Chiefs' defense is also on the field for a billion years.
Yeah.
So they're not always playing to their best. And then Vidal, I don't know if I want to play Kamari Vidal. You can.
Yeah.
They are a little timeshare-y, but I think as this team keeps kind of pressing forward for their playoff bid, I think it'll be a lot more Hampton, and Vidal will be more of a spell.
Yeah.
I'm just clicking this name. I'm not gonna play Kareem Hunt, but I just want to click because I don't like why? What are we doing here?
Like it's baffling. Like we could spend an hour on this. I have no idea what the game. I have no idea how they sit down in a film room every Monday or Tuesday and are like, I have an idea. Kareem Hunt, 30 years old, 2 yards per carry. This is who we build around.
Have you considered halfback dive with Kareem Hunt? Maybe. Unbelievable. And then like this is Hurts Pacheco, who's also just been useless, which is a shame.
He's done, at least.
And then
she's gone.
Yeah. And Brashard Smith is just non-existent.
He's going to be my favorite click in week 18 when the Chiefs are out of it and they have to play all of their bad players or their bench warmers. And I'm going to have so much Brashard Smith in week 18.
Don't sleep on him. He's coming back, baby. Soon enough, sooner or later, you can't escape him.
We probably should have known that the running game was doomed when he was the first signing in free agency by the Chiefs. And
Mr. Glass himself.
And he's suited up 1 game this season.
God. We'll always have that magical season with Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yes, I don't know. None of the running backs really spark a lot of interest here.
Well,
wide receivers, Rashee Rice, like I said, it's just so expensive, man. Like, Rashee Rice is truly a great wide receiver.
Yeah.
Like, very, very good. He kind of disappeared against a good defense. I do think he has a chance to come back here. Like, A.J. Brown was great last week against the same Chargers defense. Yeah, I don't know. He's just so expensive. He's definitely someone worth hovering a few times. What do you think?
He gets 8+ targets. The Chargers are like a middle of the road type of defense. I think he's just going to go back to being good, to be honest. And he'll probably be lower owned because people will see last week and be like, ew, what if that happens again? And it might, but it's not very likely, to be honest. I mean, he's consistently just been over 20 points for most of his games that he plays, and even the ones he doesn't, he's still getting 8 targets, and it just doesn't hit that week. So I think you play him relatively confidently, and I think he's someone I would probably rather play without Mahomes, because Mahomes needs other pieces to get there, and I don't really want to flip 6 coins on which pieces those would be.
No trust in Noah Gray. Come on, man. Or my boy Xavier Worthy.
I mean, Hollywood's out this week, so it's in theory more condensed, but the Chiefs don't operate that way. They're just going to put Juju Smith-Schuster in that role instead, and it's going to be disgusting because, yeah.
Man, like they just plan all the hits from 2019, man.
We always forget that Matt Nagy is their offensive coordinator. And
I don't forget ever. Every day.
We need to bring that more to the forefront of, like, as a reminder, this guy that was awful as a head coach and wasn't really that good before he was hired as a head coach is still their offensive coordinator. It is not Andy Reid. And Andy Reid, for some reason, thinks this is a good idea in consecutive years.
Yeah. Once in a while, you rely too much on the magic of Mahomes and you forget who else is in that coaching staff. And you're like, Oh, right. Nagy does hurt us, I think.
Yeah.
They'll figure that out after the season, surely. Lam McConkey, I don't think you can play him right now, which is a true bummer. A lot of fantasy teams I have were relying on this man.
Yeah.
But Herbert hurt hand,
Yep.
no good. I don't think you're really playing any of these other wide receivers. I think you can kind of get like I don't know, if you're really desperate, don't do this.
That's too desperate.
No, this is too this was fun though, huh? Remember this?
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
And I never played him because I was like, oh, it was 1 week, and then he did it again. I was like, it was 2 weeks, and then he did it again, and then he stopped right when I started playing him. So
he heard you. I just want to check on the QJ price because it didn't go that high. Because at one point he was like wide receiver 1, on the season, and then I don't know.
Around a gap that happened.
That is true.
Who's also unplayable.
I know. Sweet man. What a time again.
Yeah.
What a time. But
no one's playable for the Chargers. Just Hampton and be done, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I don't even think you can play Kelsey. Like you can. I should say this. But at 4,900, it doesn't like that's like a dead zone for me for tight end. Like if you're approaching 5,000 and you're like maybe, I'm out. I would just rather just pay up for McBride or go down towards Ben Sinnott.
Like I could see them doing something stupid and being like, he had a terrible game last week. We need to get him involved in this game. But like that sounds gross. Still
sounds like Matt Nagy.
Yep, that unfortunately, that sounds exactly like what he would do.
Dude, why does Casey have so many tight ends? And they like all play. Anyway, sorry. I won't get too distracted because Jared Wiley wears number 12, I'm pretty sure, which is disgusting, and this should be changed.
ban tight end numbers not starting with 8.
All right. I don't know. Do you want to play defense here or no? Casey in LA.
Neither of them are like super exciting, but I think they're both playable. I don't think either offense is going to try. So
I think if you play one, you're playing the Chiefs.
Yeah, you're just betting on Herbert's not going to run because he has a broken left hand and he's not going to pass that much. So can you get to Herbert and will he make a couple mistakes? Which probably they're going to blitz the crap out of him. That's for sure.
All right. Battle for the AFC East. My boys, New England Patriots, hosting the Buffalo Bills. I think we got a lot of pieces here, including the QBs.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to talk really about Josh Allen. I honestly don't think we need to talk about Drake May. I think both these players are just great and playable.
I don't think you stack either of them. I
That
really
is
don't.
Also a thing because I don't care if it's Stephon Diggs. His ceiling is not worth it. If anything, I'll play some Kayshon Boutte.
Yeah, he's fine. He's the Tyquan Thornton of the Patriots, but better. Which is
he actually gets more intermediate throws and middle of the field stuff, unlike Thornton. So somewhat more relevant. But yeah, he has a lot more upside than Diggs. Like,
yeah,
I hate this, but he does it. But he gets 4 targets a game, which is
Matt Collins' revenge game.
Oh, I forgot this is the Diggs revenge game. So maybe we do play Diggs here.
Yeah, that was his 110 yards last time he faced them or whatever.
Yeah, he balled out last time.
140. Woof. Yeah, maybe play Diggs. Is it a revenge game if it's the second game though?
Oh man, dude, that guy has a lot of hate.
That's true. he is a very vindictive person from what I can tell. So it might be in the cards that he does it again.
Can you sell me on Khalil Shakir as just like a player in general? Because I'm not sold in any format or including real life football.
He's Wan'Dale Robinson, but 2 inches taller.
I like that. Let's get elevator pitch. Sounds good.
He gets targets for some reason. He gets 3 deep targets a year. He scores on all 3 of them, and those are his only 3 scores of the year, and that's it. That's the game plan.
Roger that. I'm making a face because how do you get 7 catches for 40 yards? Is your A dot like -2 yards? Like, what's going on here?
Basically,
Whatever.
it's a team with 6 slot wide receivers, and he is the primary one for some reason.
You just gotta have it sometimes. I don't think you're playing any single other player on the wideout side for either team. Don't. You will be tempted to. Don't, just because he's so cheap. Same thing. Don't. He's getting like weird, like valuable targets. Like Gabe Davis has gotten a bunch of I should say a bunch. He's had 2 targets in all of his games, but he's had a few like red zone slant targets and like kind of red zone 50-50 balls.
Yep.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Same thing with the Chiefs, man. The Bills and Chiefs clearly are cooked when they're relying on very mediocre players to get them across the finish line.
Yep.
Running backs, James Cook.
Play him.
I think you can. It's scary. He's expensive. The New England defense is good against the running back. I don't think they have Milton Williams though.
Yeah.
So that will give him an opportunity to be great. So feel okay to play him.
Yeah, I've stopped resisting the James Cook experience. I used to very much just be on the side of he gets 60% of the snaps. I'm not interested in that at any price. And then he's just keeps burning me at 60% of the snaps, no matter the price. So just play him. It's never going to be there in theory, and it just always works out for the most part, especially this year. So just play him. For the Patriots, I don't know. They're also in the realm of we could play this exciting young athletic running back, but instead let's play Kareem Stevenson, Ramondre Hunt over here instead, and it works, so they just keep doing it. And Henderson also works, but they don't do it. So I don't know.
Did you see that Ramondre Stevenson was the recipient of the Angry Run Award from the past week?
I did not.
Or maybe 2 weeks ago against the Giants. He had a 2-yard run, or it might be like a 2-yard screen pass, but he threw a dude out of the club. So
that's the perfect description of the Ramondre Stevenson experience. He had a 2-yard run, but boy, was it awesome.
Man, did that rule. And he held on to the ball. So all of New England was excited about that.
Yep.
If you're playing one, play Henderson, please. Like, he is so much more explosive.
Yep.
Holds on to the ball. And I think the Patriots cannot ignore the fact that he just brings an element to their offense that is so much better than Ramondre. And it's silly to me to try and hide that any longer. So if you want to play one, play Henderson.
Yeah.
End of.
They are off the bye, so like there is the chance that they've figured that out after 14 weeks of film. They were like, oh, he's better. So there is the chance that he's a smash play. The Bills' rush defense is terrible, so I do think Henderson's playable, but it's unfortunately way thinner than it should be on paper because Ramondre could just vulture him and keep him off the field too much to matter. So play him, but probably not in small field. Like he's like the perfect millie maker running back for sure. If just like he could get 40 or he could get 10.
I just want to real quick see if they have his mustache in this picture. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyway, watch for him next season when he's back, if he's even on the team. All right. Oh wait, we have more. We have more people to talk about because tight ends exist.
Lots of them.
Dalton Kincaid, Hunter Henry, Dawson Knox, and I mean we're not playing Jackson Hawes or Austin Hooper. I don't really know if you care outside of the top 2, but these are both playable options here.
They're playable, but they're expensive. And if you give me the choice of them or Harold Fannin, I'm just playing Harold Fannin. So.
Exactly.
You can.
Last time they played, Dawson Knox was huge. He was their guy, and I do think Dawson Knox is the wide receiver one-ish on this team. He just commands the targets.
Yeah. You said Dawson Knox, but Dalton Kincaid.
Oh, Dalton Kincaid. Yeah, yes.
Dalton Knox
I was like the one that I'm currently looking at that has all the good stats. Yes, Dalton Kincaid. My apologies.
All good. It's Friday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Hunter Henry. I would rather you didn't.
If we're going off the theory that it's a Stephon Diggs game, then it's not going to be a Henry game. So probably not.
That's it. I don't think you really want to play either defense.
Nope.
Yeah. All right. No, that seems awful. All right. Let's play against the defense that we do want to play, and that's Philly as they face off against the Vegas Raiders. Wow. Oh, I mean, this team's going to feast on the Raiders because I think they're playing Pickett.
They're definitely playing Pickett. I don't know if I believe the Eagles will put forward enough effort in a regular season game to feast on anything. Unfortunately, they have immediately become the Chiefs of the year before of just, we won the Super Bowl. Now let's do nothing except make the playoffs. And that's what they're doing. They're going to play ugly football. It's shouldn't work, and it does most weeks, and it's definitely going to work this week. Who is it? Good question. It's probably Saquon, but it usually hasn't been Saquon this year, so I don't know.
I was gonna say, I don't really think it's gonna be Saquon. It's probably just gonna be AJ Brown again until they win a game. Like I don't think they've won the past 3 games after AJ Brown said, "Throw me the ball."
Nope.
Which is bizarre. But Jalen Hurts has also been like tragically bad.
He's just pumpkining. I don't get it. Like, I am not one of those people that thinks he's a bad quarterback. Like, I think he's a top 10-ish quarterback pretty easily, especially with what he does on the ground. Like, that is part of playing the position, and it's something that only one other man on earth can do, and he plays in Buffalo. Like, yeah, he's not Tom Brady as a passer, but he's also not Kenny Pickett as a passer either. Like, he's competent. I don't know what's going on. Again, I just don't think they care. Like, they are putting forth the minimal effort every week and seeing if that gets them a victory or a loss. And until they need to care, they're just going to keep doing it.
I couldn't say it better myself. And it's very obvious on the field too that there's just a lack of urgency across the board. Running back, are you brave enough to play Ashton Genty?
Not only brave enough, I think I'm going to play him a lot. I mean, if you look at what the Eagles defense has given up to running backs in the past month or so, they're getting torched by everyone. Like, it doesn't matter the game script, it doesn't matter the opponent or how bad or how good their opponent. That's kind of the benefit of the Eagles just turtling, is like they're not trying on defense either. They're not blowing the tar off anyone. So I think Genty could just easily get there this week, even though it's not a great matchup in most game theory, but he gets targets now. Like, he is very much like the wide receiver 2 behind Brock Bowers, neither of which are wide receivers. So we're doing great. But all he needs is to break one big run, and he's got probably going to give you 30. So at 5,800, I would much rather bet on his talent and that one play working than some of these other sub 6K running backs in the slate. So I'm playing a lot of Genty, I think, and a lot of Saquon.
You've completely sold me on Ashton Genty. I was worried, and yet, like you just said, running backs have been running all over them, truly, between the Bears tandem, the Chargers tandem. Genty's, I mean, I don't want to be too ambitious, but I do think Genty's probably the best running back out of the 5 players, probably.
Yeah. Well, their offense can't really get worse. It's already just terrible. Like, I know that Kenny Pickett's not an upgrade over Geno Smith, but I don't really think he's a downgrade either. I think he's just more of the same. So then it's just a coin flip of, does the Eagles defense try enough? And I am going to pretty comfortably say no, they're not going to. They have yet to this year.
You never know. Pickett has played as a starter in many a game, and
Pickett revenge game.
Oh, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Just gonna go ahead and do that. All right, let's move on.
Please God, no.
Real quick, last on running backs. I think Barkley's legitimately just unplayable. I mean that in a way that, like, there's been so many games where he should have been better.
Yeah.
And he just wasn't. Like, this game was saved by his 60-yard touchdown, 50-yard touchdown. Because that was an 11-point swing. Otherwise, he would have just run for another 15 rushes, 70 yards, ho-hum, just like, I don't know, day in, day out kind of running back.
It's kind of what his season last year was, to be honest. He just did it like 10 times of just, he's fine. And then all of a sudden, 60-yard touchdown. Yay, he got there. But, I mean, he hasn't really dropped off from like an analytical perspective this season. Like, their line is worse for sure, but it's not bad. He just isn't getting the 60-yard bombs. And, you know, I think he's kind of in a similar position as Genty of like, it's either not going to get there or it's really going to get there. So he's 2,000 more than Genty. So if you don't want to do that, totally understandable. But I do think there's easily a world where he just gets there and you're like, how could I have not played Saquon against the
Very
Raiders?
true. That's a great point. And for what it's worth, you know, the Eagles have been on the wrong side of variance, I feel like, for a lot of this year. So Saquon very much not someone avoiding that either. So who knows? Maybe this last week against the Chargers, that was the corner Saquon's turning to be like, all right, playoff mode. We're gonna get there. We gotta hurry up and win this division and get there. Wide receivers. AJ Brown has been hot.
Yep.
I think it continues in this game as well.
Yep. Yeah. We know he's good.
Yeah.
We know he's good. Just play him until he stops being used at this point. I think Devonta Smith is a perfectly fine play. It's a little thinner with him, but when he hits, he really hits. So those are the types of players that you're happy to swing and miss on, because when you don't miss, you definitely hit a home run. So I think Goddard is also in play. I think all the Eagles pass catchers are in play. I don't think all three of them are going to get there, but at least one of them probably will. So pick your spots, see what fits your roster in each build. But I think it's smart to have at least one Eagle per team that you're building.
Yeah, because the matchup definitely leads itself to one of them.
Yep.
Somebody, maybe two. You know, I can see a world where AJ Brown, you know, he goes for 8 for 100 and a touchdown, and then Goddard, it's like more for like 3 for 5, or like 50, or like three catches, maybe like 30 yards and a touchdown, which is fine for me because I think Goddard's relatively cheapish. Let's see, 3,800. Yeah, that'd be fine. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
No concerns there.
That's weirdly cheap.
For Goddard, yeah.
Yeah, like that's cheaper than Brenton Strange.
We've said it a lot on the show. We know nothing about the pricing strategy because it's truly baffling every single time.
Yep.
But hey, I don't know. DK is the one that's making a bunch of money off of us idiots trying to make money off of them. Don't play a single Raider because you have no idea what the connection is between any of them. Inexplicably, Trey Tucker is a wide receiver 1. I like his ceiling is 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
His floor is probably just 0 points.
If you're going to play anyone, I would legitimately say play the rookies in Jack Besh and Deontay Thornton, because they've probably taken all the snaps with Kenny Pickett in practice. So he has rapport with them. But
that is a good shout.
It's also probably not going to work because it's Kenny Pickett and 2 low drafted rookies. So probably just don't play them. But if you really feel compelled, I think it should be either of them. Probably Thornton, just from ability standpoint of fast, big play.
Yeah, throw to big tall guy.
Yeah.
Always forget Tyler Lockett's on this team. Again, don't. Oh, thanks for tuning in. Hey, good evening, John. Have a great weekend yourself. I know we're an hour and a half, and we still got, what was that, 5 games to go? Thanks for locking in with us. This is truly a deep dive for DFS. What do we like? Brock Bowers shouldn't be 5,900, and yet I still don't feel like super comfortable playing him.
The Eagles are like very good against tight ends. Like that's their one and only calling card this season on defense. It's just they just shut down tight ends. I don't think Brock Bowers is the type of player you can just shut down through scheme alone, but it's also that compounded on it's Kenny Pickett and there's no one else to throw to outside of your running back. So he'll get the targets. It's just you are praying for the 1 touchdown the Raiders probably score in this game. And at $6K, that's a hefty price to pay, but it could be worth it.
It scares me because everyone in the stadium knows where the ball's going. Like when they drop back to pass, it's going to 89. So can Zach Bond stop it or not? Do they just double team Brock Bowers at every point? And then can Kenny Pickett overcome this? I don't care. I don't know if I want to just ask that question every single time. You know?
He definitely can't, but Brock Bowers might be able to anyways. He's just that good. So
for real, like he is just truly that much of a difference maker. Defense, Eagles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Smash the button.
Yep. Sounds good.
Honestly, Raiders.
No, don't do that.
Well, Jalen Hurts just threw 3 picks last week.
Yeah, but I mean, like these, I don't think these guys can stop anything.
I don't think so either, but they don't need to stop them. They just need to turn the ball over 2 or 3 times. And then you're like, yeah, that gave me 6 points. That's fine.
How much are they? 2,000? All right.
Literally min defense price. Like the Eagles are not scoring 40 points. They're just not. They never do. They never will. They do not try hard enough to score 40 points. They're going to score 21 to 28 every week. And if you get a couple turnovers, you have a fine defensive performance.
I'm going to play the Raiders, aren't I? All right.
You don't have to. See. It's just there's a lot of really expensive, really great plays on this slate that we haven't even gotten to yet because they're in the late slate. And if you have to play a min cash defense, like this is the 1 week where it's like, okay, I could see it.
I could be convinced. All right, let's start getting some of the. So this is like to me the last gross game, and then the rest of them are pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Well, it's gross because it's 2 good teams and defenses battling against each other, which can do 2 things. One is both quarterbacks complete duds. Like and that unfortunately is kind of how I can see this game panning out really easily.
Yep.
Especially Mr. Fourth Quarter himself, Bo Nix. Like I don't really feel like gambling here. I think the Packers defense is very good and solid, and they will stop the majority of what the Broncos want to do.
Yep.
And then same thing on this side. Like I think Jordan Love is good, and right now is it Toyotathon? Jordan Love, Honda days. Jordan Love, Toyotathon.
Yeah.
So he is in his power window, his power spike era.
Yep.
I don't know if it's enough to overcome a really elite Broncos defense.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
It is at home. No, it's in Denver.
It's in Denver.
Ugh. Yeah, I think this game is just running backs and that's it, to be honest. I think you play Jacobs, you play Harvey. They're going to run the ball. The defenses are going to be awful to play against. Probably a wide receiver from both team gets there. There's 6 to choose from on each side, so good luck, and that's it.
Legitimately, I don't know if we can even talk about all these receivers because, like,
there's literally 5 like high caliber wide receivers healthy for the Packers. Good luck guessing which one.
Like if you're gonna pick one, I mean, I was just talking about earlier with the start sit. I guess it might be Dobbs now because Surtain's probably gonna be on Watson. So I don't know. Like,
I would still go with Watson, to be honest. Like Dobbs had 2 targets last week. Like,
can I interest you in a goose egg Matthew Golden? Sorry,
sure can't. But like Jaden Reed is interesting, but he plays 40% of the snaps, so like he better score.
He gets more handoffs than targets. Like,
yeah.
I can't in good conscience recommend anybody.
Troy Franklin is interesting because Pat Bryant is out, and so Pat Bryant's going to stop eating into his workload. But he's not cheap enough where it's like you have to smash the button on him, and it's a good enough defense where you don't feel great about doing it. So again, I think it's just running backs and move on from this game, to be honest.
Yeah, and truly, the one thing I'll mention about running backs, if Jacobs can't go, Wilson's like a must play. In my mind. Last time he was the only running back, he scored 20 points. He is good, not nearly as good as Josh Jacobs, but he is a good player, and the Packers like him a lot. So, yeah, I mean, it's obvious. So Jacobs went down like halfway through this game in the Giants game. He scores, entire backfield to himself. Monster game against the Minnesota Vikings. Disappears once Jacobs is gone. So, pay attention to injury report coming in this weekend.
Yeah.
Skip. And then DST.
You could play both, but
you could probably play both. I don't feel comfortable playing either because of the way this game could go, where it's going to be like a 24-28 type of game where defenses don't really do enough to get you points, and you're getting like 1 or 2 points from the defense.
If I was drafting 150 milli maker teams, like if I just had that type of bankroll, I would definitely have at least 1 or 2 lineups that are just like onslaught Packers and onslaught Broncos, because no one thinks this game is going to shoot out. So there's always that 1% chance that it actually does, and that will just win you a lot of money. But like, just largely ignore this game otherwise, because it's so unlikely and it's so unpredictable outside of the running backs that everything could be 0 or 25, and it's more likely to be 0 than it is 25.
Gross game between 2 very, very good teams, and this will probably, well, no, I shouldn't say that. Not really a Super Bowl matchup, but it could be.
God, in a world. That would be the worst Super Bowl.
It would just be a nightmare.
It would be like Bucks Raiders old Super Bowl.
All right, let's hurry up and get to this fun team here. This fun in the dome. It's Goff, it's Stafford, it's the Lions versus the Rams. Stafford's at 7K, and I'm in, dude. I'm absolutely down to play Matthew Stafford in this game.
Literally play everyone, like just all of them.
I don't know if there's really a discussion to be had, because there's only one discussion. Well, I guess you can talk about tight end, but I don't really know if you care, because like Colby Parkinson is still kind of relevant, but I don't think you really need to.
Yeah, Detroit just won't use their backup tight end, so you can skip that.
What do you mean? Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah, like the conversation for me is Tesla and David Montgomery. Everyone else is just like auto plays, however you want to fit it in, however many lineups you want to build.
Where are you at, Blake Corum?
Like, he is good. Don't get me wrong. He's just running hot on his rushing the last 2 weeks, but like, look at that. Look at the receiving, just non-existent, just nothing. If he does not get there on the ground, he's giving you nothing. So you can play it, but you are very live for what he did in week 12 and what he did in week 11, where it's just 2 points, and he's not cheap enough to really entice me that much. So unless he hasn't even really meaningfully like changed the snaps that much, they've just blown the cover off of the Cardinals, and then he had like a couple long runs against the Panthers in a loss. So he's not a bad play, but he's a very risky play in my head, and I just don't see the upside as high enough for me to get there.
I like that a lot. I like that breakdown because I am torn because it does seem like there is a little bit of a shift between only Kyron to like, all right, we're getting Corum involved because he's kind of shown his prowess to bust big runs, right? So we'll see. I am scared about the Lions defense. I am scared about just this game script being like, well, we can't run the ball anymore. Like we have to keep scoring touchdowns. We have to keep passing the ball.
And
which
neither of them are the red zone back. Devontae Adams is the red zone.
Oh my God.
Back.
Yes.
Because they just throw fades and slants to Devontae Adams inside the 5 every week, and he gets 2 touchdowns a week. So like they have to score from distance, and neither of them are really that type of player against a good defense. So I guess honestly, Corum and Montgomery are just the same play on each side. It's just the bigger guy that can score touchdowns compared to like the smaller, more electric-ish back that has the majority of touches, and they're both in great offenses. So like you can see it, but it's thin for both of them.
Yeah, Montgomery is someone I'm probably not going to play.
Yeah.
Mainly because like Gibbs is the guy they're going to want on the field all the time.
And they should.
Which is good for them. Sorry, Monty. It's been a fun run, Knuckles, but it's really all Sonic time.
Yeah.
Not to keep on this game, like just like Tesla, to me, this is just touchdown or bust.
Yeah. It's the Montgomery of receivers.
Yeah. But at 3,500, that's exactly what we're looking for, right? You just want that 20-yard touchdown.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
If he gets a catch, it's probably a touchdown. So you're not
had 2 last week.
Yeah, you're not gambling on a touchdown. You're gambling on a catch because the touchdown's just like part of the catch. So,
just real quick, yeah, like 2 catches, one of which being a touchdown. 2 catches, one of which being a touchdown. The rare 1 catch, but not a touchdown.
Yeah. Literally, like, look, it's 8 receptions and 4 touchdowns on the season.
you like your odds, you like your coin flip player. Here you go.
Yep.
Defenses I'm skipping because this game will go to 50 points. So no thank you there.
The biggest conversation that we can just very briefly touch on is just how do you fit them all? Because they're all expensive.
Raiders defense actually.
I mean, honestly, kind of, yeah. But like they're basically all over 7,500 outside of Goff and JMO. It's like some combo of these players is probably going to be what you need. Good luck figuring it out and guessing the right combo, but it's going to happen. I just don't know exactly how.
We can make this work. We won't do it today because we're already approaching 2 hours, but we'll post results later online because we're so close. And then you put the Raiders defense here. We only need 3 spots. We only need just 3K idiots to finish this one out. Oh, you know what? Hold on, let me help us out here. Let's get Ross Dwelly in there. All right, now we're cooking with gas.
Yeah. All right.
All right. A couple games left here. Thank you everybody for sticking around. I'm glad we're all having a good time here because it's been a long one. Carolina Panthers, the NFC South Division leaders, Carolina Panthers, taking on the New Orleans Saints. Don't shake your head. This man has found a way to turn the season around, despite his best efforts.
I wouldn't credit him, but he does play quarterback at least. So
that is a position on the field that he is signed up to play.
Yep.
In all seriousness, though, Shuck is the player that if you're gonna risk it on, I don't know what's going on in New Orleans, but Kellen Moore has found a way to make him not awful.
I mean, he inherited the Taysom Hill role because Taysom Hill has just been that bad. So now he's also their goal line back and their quarterback. It's very bizarre.
I don't know. He had some rushing ability coming out of college, but that's not like his MO. Like he's not Dart. He's not even like Drake May.
I'd say he's like Herbert-esque.
Yeah.
Like
yes.
Athletic and can do it, but when he does, you're just like, oh, he's running.
Hello. I don't know if you can play either of the Carolina running backs because of the vulturing of both of them. Like they just eat into each other.
Yeah, I'd play Chuba because he's only 4,800. I'm definitely not playing Rico at how expensive he is. But
but I think this is the player you're playing in this game.
Yeah, Devin Neal's a must play with Kamara out again.
I'm surprised that he had only one catch last week and he still had his best game of the season because this 3 targets, like that's more of his realm here. And I think that's where he's going to make a lot of his money.
Yep.
Wide receiver, if he's healthy, you're playing Olave. If he's healthy, you're playing McMillan.
Yeah.
They're both expensive, but I think they're both live to get there.
Yeah. I think they're both totally fine. I think Vele is fine, but not my cup of tea. I think Coker is fine and is my cup of tea, but also it's a little thin. But I mean, he's starting to get more of a target volume since he's come back in. Xavier Legette has kind of once again taken a step back into just being a sacrificial X. And, the Panthers will not throw unless they have to. So it's kind of up to you to decide if you think the Saints defense is good enough to force that issue, or honestly, if their offense is good enough to force that issue. But Tet's playable. He needs touchdowns, but he gets them sometimes. So
he is someone who will get 2 touchdowns. Like he's done a couple times this season already. He is their number one, through and through. I do think he can get there. And then, like Olave, he's just fine. Like I think Olave is going to be totally fine play. If not, just not very exciting.
Yeah.
So up to you, up to preference. Like, if a 6K wide receiver is someone that you want to look to, or like you want to play Shuck, I would play Olave. Vele, this is kind of what he does here.
Yeah.
He can just appear on you. Like he gets a bunch of targets, but really depends on if any of them are meaningful.
Yeah. That's the world of punt wide receivers now, unfortunately, especially with the Jets fading into nothingness this week.
Man, I'm gonna miss not having the chance to play Mitchell or Mechie. Juwan Johnson.
Play him.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
He gets targets. He gets red zone targets. He sometimes catches them. And that's all you can ask from a sub 4K tight end. So
simple enough. Taysom Hill, don't play.
Nope. He is beyond washed at this point, unfortunately.
I have to scroll all the way down for the Panthers tight ends.
Well,
I thought Tommy Tremble.
That's how uninvolved JT Sanders is, sadly.
Man, he's good. That's such a bummer. Mitchell Evans, he's a rookie, right? Yeah, he's getting some sort of look, but don't play any of them.
It's actually wild that all 3 of them are min price.
That's what I'm saying. They don't believe in any of these. They DraftKings says none of them are tight end ones.
Rightfully so, unfortunately.
Who's this guy? James Mitchell.
Play both defenses.
Yeah. I would probably play. I'd probably play the Saints defense or the Panthers defense.
Bryce takes sacks. Bryce can fumble a lot. Bryce sometimes throws picks. Shuck is a rookie.
Does it all, man.
Yeah, Shuck is a rookie and will throw picks as well, and has taken more sacks in the last couple of starts. So I think you just play both, understanding that neither are actually that good at defense, but they're facing offenses that aren't that good at holding on to the football or scoring. So
simple. All right, let's talk about JSN. let's talk about, and that is the only interesting player in this whole game. Simply,
you're joking, but it's not wrong. There is no one else to play in this game. Like do not play Phillip Rivers.
Why is he in the league?
Because
Be
their
a
only
family
other
man.
option is Riley Leonard.
So I was like, I've been in the think tank about Riley Leonard. You're not gonna like it.
I
But
already don't like it.
The fact that he can do this immediately puts him in a conversation where you kind of have to think about it. Now, against the Seattle Seahawks, probably not.
Yeah, just no.
But think about it. I can't believe he threw the ball 30 times. When did
they were losing?
Daniel Jones get hurt?
As soon as the Jags were up like 2 scores.
Oh, so I guess it must have been the first quarter still.
Yeah, literally like the next drop back that Jones took, his Achilles snapped, unfortunately. So
yeah, because I don't know if you've ever watched Riley Leonard play quarterback at Notre Dame.
I have thankfully not had to endure that.
Throwing the ball was not really his cup of tea.
Yeah.
Great athlete. Truly, like, I don't even know how you can explain it.
Imagine how much of a pretzel we would be turning ourselves in right now if Anthony Richardson was healthy and the starter of this team. Like, we would be like, but he can run, but he can't throw, but he can run. And we'd probably play him, and it wouldn't work.
And we'd be like, wow, I can't believe he scored me 5 points again after throwing 2 picks, losing a fumble, and throwing for barely 100 yards.
Yep. And now just apply that to Riley Leonard, and you've made your decision. I still don't know who's starting.
I don't think they know either. Which is
it should be Rivers.
It should probably be Rivers.
Like,
but you never know. Truly. I don't know if I care to start Sam Darnold. You absolutely can.
You can, but I mean, he goes as JSN goes, and he needs the tertiary pieces to also get a touchdown or two. So single stacking him is kind of pointless because it's not going to get there. It's really like, does Shaheed also get there, or does Kupp also get there, or rest in peace, does Torrey Horton also get there? So if you're going to play him with JSN and someone else. But I think there's better quarterbacks for cheaper that are much higher projections. And skip running back.
Come on. You want to play a little bit of Ken Walker?
Goodness, no.
Come on. All right. Sorry. I had a little bit of a moment. I thought it said 6,500, and I was going to lose it.
Even at 56. Just
skip it.
They're just never going to get enough work, either of them, Walker or Charbonnet, to feel comfortable about it. And I don't think Walker has had a single like breakaway touchdown the entire year, and that's pretty much the only way he ever gets you there. So if it happens this week, then like, okay. But even still, like, it's not a 30-point game. It's probably a 20-point game, and you're just happy that he fit in the exact salary you needed. But it's not like, oh my God, you needed this guy to win.
Right. And Charbonnet is just Tyler Algier. It's just infuriating to even consider trying to play either of them.
I'd say he's more like Najee Harris on the Steelers.
The Steelers.
It's basically like the reverse Steelers of if they had played Warren more than Harris, and Harris was just like annoyingly zapping all of Warren's value. Like, that's what Sharps is doing to Walker, and that's how he runs, and that's how he plays. So
okay. I see where you're coming from now. Yeah. Well,
and,
don't get too excited. Yeah. It's just a fun little tidbit. When JT was 10K, that was the one time I played him. So,
but he scored 52 the game before.
LOL. I know. That was so dumb. That was so dumb of me to do that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I convinced you to do it, to be fair. So you can blame me as well.
Okay, that's fair enough. All right. Wide receiver.
Jason.
Skip.
Done.
Yeah. Okay, I don't really feel like we need to talk about that. Everyone else, it's Phillip Rivers or Ryan Leonard, and it's not gonna really be good either way.
Nope.
Now Tyler Warren is a
Play him.
tiny bit interesting to me. I think we still skip because the price is too much.
If the only throws they're going to complete are checkdowns, and he will be the checkdown recipient, and he's athletic enough to break at least a couple tackles. It's not like playing like Zach Ertz, rest in peace, of years past. It's basically the Brock Bowers play, just against a much better defense. So he's cheaper than Brock Bowers, thankfully. So he'll get you like 8 points. It's just I don't know if he can get you above 14. So it's probably not worth it, but I can understand the play at least.
Don't play AJ Barner.
Goodness no.
Defenses, yep. Yep. Don't be scared. This was with a normal quarterback and a normal offense. This is not them.
I'm shocked that it's not. Can they go over 4K on defenses? I don't actually know.
I don't know if there's ever been like a defense truly that worthy of that price tag, but dang, this is pretty close.
I mean, they were 4K a couple weeks ago and they smashed, and then they were like 3,900 last week and they smashed, and somehow they're cheaper.
Something's going on here. Yeah,
like you literally had to have them the last 2 weeks to win anything, and I think that's probably the case again. So
and
have fun with that.
You're right. Like there is a world, I guess, where Phillip Rivers is competent enough to do something. I would not put a lot of money on it. Also, this is like a bad weather game, so good luck to anybody trying to play defense or play offense against Seattle.
Yeah, this is in Seattle. Like, just don't. Like, it doesn't matter how much you try and convince yourself. Like, it's a 0.0001% type of outcome, which I guess if you really want to play one lineup in the Millie Maker on that chance, then like have at it. But that's your $20 that you'd like to spend.
That is, yeah. I was gonna say you are a free person with free will. You may spend it as so you choose, but that's not where I would, not the direction I would take.
Yep.
All right, last game of the slate. San Francisco taking on Tennessee Titans. I would say probably. I feel like you can probably play Brock Purdy with confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, that's fine. Exactly how I feel. Like, I guess, right?
Like in theory, it should work, but it could also not. Like, I'm pretty sure the Seahawks, when they faced the Titans, like Sam Darnold was just awful because they didn't need to try. Yep. So that's in the range of outcomes, but also like he's cheap enough that it's not gonna like end your chances. Well, 6,200 is a little pricey, actually. He's fine. He's not going to be in my player pool, but I don't think he's a bad play. I think Cam Ward is actually more playable, which is a disgusting sentence to utter.
I fear you may be correct, but he only scored 12 points last week.
I mean, Tony Pollard rushed for 200 yards.
He only threw 100 yards. All right.
Yeah. But like he has legitimately looked better on the field. He looks like not like a number one pick, but like a usable NFL quarterback now.
Yes.
So the 49ers have literally no one left on defense. They are bad on defense. Ward could get there, and he's ridiculously cheap. So I think he's fine.
Running backs, CMC, yep.
Every single lineup.
Every week. Every time. Tony Pollard, if you feel so inclined to believe that this is now his new normal, more power to you. I do not think so.
No, but I mean, again, the 49ers are not a stout defense by any means. Like, they could absolutely just give up 100 rushing yards to Pollard within the range of outcomes, and he's cheap enough that it's not going to kill you if he only gets 60.
Yeah, fair enough. Man, such a bummer Tajik Spears isn't doing what we thought he would do. Being a like a change of pace back.
I mean, he's doing exactly what you want. He's just not doing anything on the ground. He's getting plenty of targets.
I looked over, was like, oh, why does he have like kind of normal points? He has really bad rushing.
Yeah, it's literally all receiving for him. So like, he's a fine punt play because if he gets the touchdown, you've got 18 points and you're thrilled. But he has to get the touchdown, so good luck.
I will gamble elsewhere.
Yeah.
Wide receiver, I think if you are very, very into Jawan Jennings, that's kind of the angle you would take where you want to play Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, pass. There's really nothing too exciting. Chimere DK, I played him this week. I played him week 13 for sure. So just unlucky. But I don't know. Like, you can definitely play him as a low cost wide receiver in this game where they will have to throw a lot.
Yep.
Iomander did get in the end zone.
Yeah. I think he's playable-ish. It's not fun, but it's a punt wide receiver, like truly at 3,500.
You can't go wrong there, and that's about it. We were
gone.
We really thought Pearsall was going to be somebody, but he's not.
Yeah, that
bummer. Just is what it is.
Injuries just completely demolished his season. Try again next year on him.
Tight end Kittle. I want to say
Yep,
because he's George Kittle.
Yeah, I mean, bad matchup, bad team. It just takes one play. He's one of the few tight ends that can actually do that. So I think he's been consistently good with Purdy. I mean, if you look at his game logs the last 4 weeks, like you've never been mad you played him in any of those 4 weeks. So I think you just keep doing it.
Yep. Easy enough. And skip Chigokonkwo, but look towards Gunnar Helm. I mean, he had 2 targets, which was a bummer. But previously, he had 5 targets in each of his 3 games.
Yeah. He's fine.
He's kind of, again, that's a nice bomb of the barrel type of tight end. Is Chig even doing anything? No. I mean, I guess
he's blocking Gunnar Helm from being as good as he should be, unfortunately.
Something we all would have said at the beginning of the season as well.
I was such a big Gunnar Helm believer. And then, like, the combine happened, and I was like, oh, God, I must be wrong here. And it thankfully has played out on the field that I was not wrong. He's just in the worst possible situation on the planet currently. So he could get there eventually, but not this year.
He screams third-year tight end breakout to me.
Yeah.
Because I think Chigokonkwo is a free agent this year or maybe next season. So once he's gone, and he's not sticking around.
Yeah.
Defenses, you could play 49ers maybe, but that 4K.
Yeah, that price is baffling to me.
Never mind.
Like, the Titans just took the Browns behind the woodshed last week. Like, they're not the beginning of the year Titans offense. They're fine. Like, 4K on the 49ers is like one of the weirdest prices of the week to me. They're not even that good at defense.
I don't see the vision on this one, TK, but sure. Whatever. You will help me out by not playing that defense. That's the benefit we get there. All right. That's the slate. That's it. Well, I guess if we're already over at 2 hours, might as well keep going. And let's make a lineup here.
Yeah.
I think we have a couple questions here. When you look at quarterback, like, obviously we can pay up. We've talked about, we very much want a lot of pieces of the Detroit Rams game.
Yeah.
Obviously Josh Allen's he's just the Superman. And then you can kind of scroll down to our preset. Dart, Mariota level. Where is your heart leaning towards in terms of either the cheaper versus the expensive quarterback?
I kind of want to go cheaper because there's so many good expensive plays at the position players, and there's just not that many good cheap position players this week. There's like 3 maybe, and some of them are thin. So I'd rather, especially like, let's be honest here. The quarterback position is Josh Allen, and then everyone else has the same potential of scoring 30. Like, Lamar is not separating this year. Hurts is not separating this year. Daniels is out. No, Joe Burrow is on a bad team coming back from injury. Like, no one is separating besides Allen. So it's really just the question of, is Josh Allen that great of a play this week? He was last week, but that was the Bengals. Against the Patriots, I just don't think he is. So I think you go as cheap and as projectable as you can at quarterback, and you spend elsewhere. So for me, it would probably be Mariota or Brissett. You could talk me into Lawrence as well. I think one of those 3 are kind of the lower end quarterbacks that I would be looking at. Mariota really lets you do a lot at only $5K.
And one of the lineups I had earlier was with Jackson Dart, but I was thinking more and more about how Mariota, I think exactly what you said. Like, Mariota is someone who, very similar to Brissett, great every time given the opportunity.
Yep.
And now he's facing a very weak Giants defense. Like, to me, this feels like, a great start to your roster that allows you to have flexibility down the line. Like,
yep.
We love Brissett here on the show. Brissett has been just so great, and like, it's hard to pass up on Michael Wilson stacked with Brissett. But I do think you can play Wilson like unstacked, which we will probably do momentarily.
We sure will.
But yeah, I think Mariota is someone like, for what it's worth, I think he does have the green light to run as much as he wants versus Jackson Dart. So,
Commanders,
if you're trying to find, yeah, exactly. Running back,
Christian McCaffrey.
Click. I was like, why can't I see him?
Yeah.
Done. As much as I want to play Gibbs, I think we then have to kind of flip it and go on a very cheap running back, which there are still some. Yeah. I shouldn't say very cheap, but cheaper backs that I like. Like you're talking about Genty. I think Genty's good. I think Woody Marks would be fantastic, or Devin Neal. So I think those are all options that we can like a lot.
Yeah. Maybe Marks for now, because that lets us go up or down in price depending on what else we build out.
I really want to play Puka. I really want to play either Puka or JSN, but I know we can only play one of them.
Over JSN?
Now, that's the tough part. In my mind, this game has way more of a chance. The Rams-Lions game is way more of a chance where they need Puka to do a lot.
Yeah.
And, Detroit's passing defense is not good.
Yeah.
Puka is very good.
Ranch now.
Yeah. So to me, this feels like something, though more chalky. Feels like more of a solid play. JSN, to me, I think it happened. Did he score twice last weekend? He did. All right. So, all right, never mind. I was gonna say, well, they're up by $1 billion. They didn't need him to score twice. Well, joke's on me, I guess.
He literally just, the 1 week was the only week you didn't want to play JSN, and like, nothing fundamentally changed for Puka last week. He just didn't get tackled on the stuff he normally gets tackled on, and he scored instead. But it's not like he got goal line work, because it still just goes to Adams every time. But I also absolutely agree with you that like the Lions-Rams game is something that I would much rather play into versus the Colts and Seahawks game. So I'm totally fine with Puka here. But I do think it is like a 50-50. Every lineup should be one of the two, probably.
Yeah, no doubt in my mind. And honestly, I was about to just click JSN to say, look, we're gonna play. They have the same player. Let's just save $1. Save $100. But let's see where we go.
Yeah.
And so looking at wide receiver, I really want to click Michael Wilson.
Yep.
The I'm gonna click him, but then like some of the other options we can go here. Oh, I guess we do need a third one.
I was thinking McLaurin to stack with Mariota. He's still affordable. He
Oh yeah, baby.
has big game upside. Like, I think he's perfectly viable, and if he's hitting, then Mariota's definitely hitting. So I don't think we can afford McBride, unfortunately.
Legally we can't. But the couple guys, I think there was two players we really like.
Yep.
Fannin Jr., Harold
Yep.
Fannin, Isaiah Likely, in my mind.
Yep.
It's another one that is like an absolute slam dunk. For what it's worth, I do think Fannin might be more of a sure thing because he's the only one that Shedeur throws to.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I think that's a really good play.
Okay.
I want to look at defense first, just because that's how I like to do this process and see where can we get away with. Oh, so we can. All right, we might be too expensive at the top half here because now we're looking at.
And we can cut down Marks to Neal. That's kind of why I wanted to go with him, just to like see what wiggle room we even have, and we have zero, but that's to be expected. Playing the most expensive running back and most expensive wide receiver on the slate.
Right. So the two defenses we really like, Seahawks and Jaguars, we can't afford.
Yeah.
Now, if we do go to Neal, I believe we can. Maybe not. So if we get rid of Woody Marks, we might be able to play the Jags or the Seahawks. Jokingly, we've talked about the Raiders being a team at the very stone min. That might now be an option if we wanted to kind of go this route, like a more of expensive skill player.
I think the Saints are also, especially if we switch to Neal, like the Saints at 2,500, like that's a pretty easy story to tell yourself of Devin Neal runs the ball 20 times. The Saints get 2 to 3 turnovers and they just blow out Carolina in a game that Carolina should win, but just don't because it's Carolina.
Because it's just, you never need to, like, never bet on Carolina in any capacity, whether it be spread or money line, right? So I like that vision for sure. And I think the other options that are like in price right now aren't as enticing to me. Like, no shot am I playing the Rams defense.
Or the Lions.
Or the Lions. No shot am I playing the Giants defense or the Commanders. Patriots, meh. Bills, meh. Packers, meh. So,
like, Chargers are, yes, but Mahomes doesn't turn the ball over very much, so it's kind of just a bet on they only score 14 points, and I don't like doing that with defense. I'd rather play for upside. So,
where are the Jets here? Because the Jets are always, oddly enough, I'm pretty sure the Jets are like always live to score a touchdown.
Yeah, it's their offense is just going to be so bad with Brady Cook that it's like this defense is going to be on the field for like 75% of the game, and that scares me, even if it is the Jaguars.
Like, Miami dropped 34 on their noggin and they still scored 6 points. Like, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's fully on the return touchdown.
What is that? I guess when you sell Sauce Gardner, that's what you get.
Yep.
All right. We're talking a lot here, so I'm going to start with this. I will start with this Saints look here. And what I am going to go ahead and do, I am going to remove Marks. I will move to Devin Neal and see where this kind of what this opens up for us. So, a tough bit here as we are now at 3,500 for our flex. So we're back in real punt or double tight end territory.
And like, it fits likely, right? Isn't he 34? Am I crazy?
Why is it not automatically scroll to the top? DraftKings, please fix. You were absolutely right. Oh, I love that. Like, I don't know. So, pure caveat. This is like my first year really doing a lot of DFS, and I don't know if it's real or not that this many weeks you go double tight end is a huge hit, because it feels like that so far in the past like 3 or 4 weeks, where like you could feel confident playing double tight end and them returning.
Yeah. It's not every year, but there are some years where just like, especially the later you get, there's just less and less value because DraftKings does make a concerted effort to like tighten up the pricing. So it, if you don't get situations where like, oh, the third string running back's the starter now, like you just don't get values at the end of the season. So I think historically, just like double tight end just becomes more and more of a play the deeper into the season you get. And, frankly, it's really a lesson that like I'm trying to learn myself for DFS, for best ball, of just some of these starting tight ends down here are just have way better projections than your wide receiver 4 or your cheap what used to be wide receiver 4 but is going to be wide receiver 2 this week on a bad offense. Like, who cares? Just take the tight end. Touchdowns are all that matter. Tight ends score more touchdowns normally as a higher percentage of their targets and their receptions, and just play into the volatility of it.
Yeah. And like, for what it's worth, it gives you an opportunity to do what other people are not doing.
Yep.
So I don't know. How do you, like this lineup? I like a lot. I like a lot what we're doing here. I will say, like, as with that every lineup, you go, like, it's the Saints Neil stack. Is that gonna be enough for us? Like, is McLaurin and Mariota gonna get there? I hope so. I feel like they would.
If they do, everything else is not guaranteed, but certainly a lot higher percentage to get there than everything else. And I think that's really what we're aiming for, especially this late into a season, is just you're taking your 4 to 5 like very good projected plays, and then you're taking your best punt options around them to try and just hit what you need to hit. And it's not always going to work, but when it works to the degree that you just score a crap ton of fantasy points, and that's what you're aiming for.
That's the magic of DFS, right? I mean, that's just, oh man. I'll tell you what, after 2.5 hours of talking, my brain just went, yeah, I got nothing. Like, that's just, we just want a lot of points, and we hope that the 5,000 players get us there, because if they do, hey, that's enough money to go play again next week.
Exactly.
All right. I'm tempted to do another lineup, but I think we should call it here. We're gonna just hit save lineup and just move on. So anyway, just for giggles here, this was another lineup I did make earlier in the week where I had Dart, ETN Jr. because that Jets defense is bad.
Yeah.
Devin Neal, Puka, similar to what we're doing here. This one I did have Wandale to stack with Dart, PPR scam artist. McLaurin, likely Juwan Jennings, because I do want a piece of that San Francisco game, just because I do think they will, torch the Titans. It also ended up being just like a normal player to, what's it called? Be on our flex.
Yeah.
And then Jaguars defense, because I want the team playing against Brady Cook.
Yep.
So
I think that's just as good a lineup, to be honest. Just different flavor.
I was gonna say, it honestly, if has the same vibe. We just don't get the highs upside of CMC. I played a little more even keel in the pricing, but I think I probably will go back and adjust this a tiny bit, because I think I do want another, like, probably not ETN. I'll probably try to find another option at running back.
Ashton Genty.
Honestly, after hearing what you said, I think I'm in. Like, you take him 6 overall for a reason, right?
You would think.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, so anyway, we're back. This is what we do on Friday. Just no filter, only just analysis. I mean, if you couldn't call that analysis, I was yapping about DFS flavor. Anything we missed? I don't think so, because we have been going at it for a minute.
Would have been pretty hard to miss anything at this point.
But truly, thank you everyone for tuning in. I believe that will be it for us this week. Catch us everywhere. Blue Sky, both Tim and I are there. Catch us at Fantasy Now Plus on our site where we're doing articles. Tim just put up his weekly underdog articles. And hey, if you haven't already, subscribe to us everywhere. We will try to get to you Thursday nights. Things happen. We show up on Friday, but we'll be around. So please, hit the subscribe, hit the notification stuff. I'll let you know when we're live. And have a wonderful weekend. Best of luck out there in all your DFS rosters. Best of luck in your fantasy playoffs for those who have made it. And here's to another great weekend of NFL football. So thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful night. Where's the button? All right.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.